There's a strange paradox in life that nobody teaches you in school. The harder you chase something, the faster it runs away. You've felt this, haven't you? You push, you grind, you obsess over a goal, and it stays just out of reach. But then, there's that other state, that rare, almost electrical moment where you stop chasing, and suddenly, the phone rings. The opportunity drops into your lap. The person you were looking for walks into the room. It feels like magic. But Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, didn't call it magic. He called it synchronicity. And he knew that it wasn't random. It was a sign that you had tapped into a specific frequency where the barrier between your inner mind and your outer reality dissolves. Most people live their entire lives banging on a locked door, begging reality to let them in. They don't realize that the door isn't locked. It opens inward. And the only reason it stays shut is because they are pushing against it. What if I told you that the struggle you feel right now, that exhausting resistance, isn't because you aren't working hard enough? It's because your signal is jammed. You are broadcasting a frequency of lack, and reality is just a mirror reflecting that lack back to you. Today, we are going to fix that signal. We are going to break down the mechanics of this magnetic state so you don't just stumble into it by accident once a year you live there. Before we dive into the psychology of this shift, please hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps this signal reach the people who need to hear it today. And let me know in the comments. Where in the world are you tuning in from? It connects us all in this shared space. If you are new here, subscribe and turn on the bell. We don't do surface level advice here. We go deep into the architecture of the mind. Now, think back to a time when you were in the zone. Athletes call it flow. Musicians call it the pocket. You weren't worried about the outcome. You weren't stressed about the bills. You were just present. And because you were present, everything worked. Traffic lights turned green. Solutions appeared before problems even arose. But then, you woke up the next Tuesday, and it was gone. The friction returned. Why? Why does it slip through our fingers? The answer lies in what Jung called the unconscious projection. You see, you think you are navigating the world with your conscious mind, your logic, your plans, your to-do lists. But Jung discovered that the conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. The massive part of the iceberg below the water, your unconscious, is the real captain of the ship. And right now, your unconscious might be steering you toward the very rocks you are trying to avoid. Let's get real for a second. The universe does not speak our language. It speaks frequency. You cannot lie to reality. You can smile at your boss. You can post happy photos on Instagram. And you can tell your friends, I'm doing great. But if your internal frequency, that low hum in the background of your mind, is screaming, I'm afraid, then reality will respond to the fear, not the smile. This is the law of resonance. It's physics, not just philosophy. A tuning fork calibrated to C will only make a C string vibrate across the room. It will ignore the A string completely. So, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Pick that one thing you want. The money, the love, the health. Got it? Now, when you think about that thing, what is the very first feeling that hits your stomach? Is it excitement? Or is it a tight, heavy knot of, I don't have it yet? That knot is your broadcast. That knot is the signal jamming the door. If you are asking for abundance but broadcasting anxiety, you are cancelling out your own prayer. So, how do we change the signal? Jung taught that we must align the conscious with the unconscious. In practical terms, this comes down to two pillars: your inner cinema and your outer tongue. Let's talk about the tongue first. The ancient Stoics, like Epictetus, warned us that first, we learn the meaning of words, and then we speak. But most of us speak without thinking. We are addicted to poverty language. I'm dying of exhaustion. It's killing me. I can never catch a break. You might think you are just venting. But your subconscious mind doesn't know what a joke is. It takes every word as a command. When you say, I never catch a break, your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters reality, goes on a mission to prove you right. It will literally blind you to opportunities just to keep your reality consistent with your statement. There is a famous concept called the double bind. This is when you say you want one thing, but your behavior says another. You say, I want a relationship, but you spend 3 hours with friends talking about how all men are liars or women are crazy. You are sending a split signal. You're pressing the gas and the brake at the same time, and the engine is smoking. If this is hitting home, type in the comments. I am clearing the signal. Now, the second pillar, the inner cinema. Neville Goddard, a powerful teacher of these laws, famously said, imagination is the beginning of creation, but most people use their imagination destructively. They use it to worry. Worry is just praying for what you don't want. You lay in bed at night, and instead of visualizing success, you run high-definition movies of failure in your head. You rehearse the argument before it happens. You visualize the bank account hitting zero. You feel the shame of rejection before anyone has even said no. Jung called this the shadow. When we repress our power, it comes out as self-sabotage. You are handing the blueprints of disaster to the builder in your mind, and then you act surprised when he builds a disaster. The shift happens when you become the director of your own mind. You have to stop watching the horror movie and start screening the victory. But here's the secret, and pay close attention, because this is where 99% of people fail. You cannot just see it. You have to feel it. The brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. When you close your eyes and feel the texture of the steering wheel of that new car, or feel the warmth of the hand of your soulmate, your nervous system begins to rewire itself to match that reality. You're not faking it till you make it. You are rehearsing it until you become it. Now, let's address the biggest trap, the waiting room. Most people live in the waiting room. I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll feel secure when the money is in the bank. This is the frequency of separation. You are telling the universe, I don't have it. And because the universe is a mirror, it replies, okay, you don't have it. True mastery, the kind the ancient mystics and modern psychologists agree on, is the frequency of gratitude, but not the gratitude of thank you for what I have. It's the radical gratitude of thank you for what is coming, because I know it is already mine. It's the farmer who plants a seed and waters the dirt. He doesn't see the plant yet, but he doesn't stand over the soil screaming, "Where is my corn?" He trusts the process. He knows the corn is inevitable because he planted the seed. When you can walk through your day with a quiet smile, knowing that your success is inevitable, even if your bank account is empty, right now, that is when reality breaks. That is when the dam bursts. That is the vibration that pulls the future into the present. If you are ready to leave the waiting room, write in the comments. It is already done. This brings us to the unified field. When your thought, the blueprint, and your word, the command, and your emotion, the fuel, all point in the same direction, you become unstoppable. You stop being a scattered flashlight, dim and weak. You become a laser, and a laser can cut through steel. This requires discipline. It requires you to catch yourself when you start to complain and zip your lip. It requires you to catch your mind drifting into worry and snap it back to the vision. It is mental hygiene. You wouldn't go a month without brushing your teeth, so why do you go years without cleaning your thoughts? The philosopher James Allen wrote, "Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are." So, who are you being right now? Are you the victim of a hard life, or are you the architect of a new one? The moment you truly decide that you are the architect, the heavy lifting is done. You don't have to force doors open. You just walk up to them, and they slide open for you. I want you to make a pact with yourself today. Not with me, but with the person in the mirror. Decide that for the next 24 hours, you will be the guardian of your frequency. If a negative thought knocks on your door, you don't have to let it in. You can say, "No, thank you. That doesn't belong in my house anymore." Watch what happens. Watch who calls you. Watch how you feel. If this message resonated with you, if you felt that spark of recognition, hit the like button. It tells me you're awake. And subscribe if you want to keep exploring this deep water with me.